I know what you're thinking. Where is that damn 10-year rebuild of the Seattle Seahawks? Well, I actually want to do a fantasy draft rebuild of the 2024 rookie class. We did that one fantasy draft where we kind of ended up with some pretty damn good players, and ever since then I was like, you can't really do a fantasy draft rebuild because the AI just doesn't draft these 77 overall normal dev players. Instead, they'll be like, Taysom Hill, that's my cup of tea. But I figured if we let the AI draft the team, everything should be fine. We should still see some rookies, but we also shouldn't be able to stockpile on like 30 guys that are going to be 99 overall by the end of year 4. Anyways, though, that's about it. Let's head right on into this thing and see what draft pick we have. 25. Obviously, once again, the AI will be drafting, so it kind of is irrelevant to us specifically. I will take a look at, the first pick, who I would choose. Kirk Cousins, quarterback. I would probably take CJ Stroud here. We'll see what they do. Caleb Williams is still there, too. You got some running backs, wide receivers. If I'm not going to go QB, I'd maybe go Amon-Ra St. Brown. If not him, the DNs are looking a little iffy, I ain't gonna lie. Probably Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen or CJ Stroud. Josh Allen, the pass rusher, of course. But that is not up to me. Let's see how the AI fares. I kind of want to see the first, 5 picks. And then we'll just sim the rest. See what the first pick was, which was Marlon Humphrey. Seems like that's a player I've been getting in these, sim situations quite a bit, which I don't hate. I think Marlon Humphrey is pretty damn good. Or not sim, the fantasy draft. We did a spin the wheel recently where he was our first pick as well, I believe. And then we go Jesse Bates. They're both, young enough, right? I think Marlon's 26, 27 as well. I mean, that's fine at Superstar. Okay, I mean, I don't hate those picks. Sure, I'd rather have a pass rusher because it's the toughest position to actually get a position, a player doing well at, but not the worst I've ever seen. Let's take a look at the third pick. Michael Pickett, I can live with that as well. 25 years old, 86 overall. These are some pretty good players. When will the rookies come along? I don't know. Will we even have one? Who damn knows? But we're going to look at the next 2 players and head on to the end of the draft. What did I just do? Did I do more than one? We end up with Andrew Thomas. Okay, I mean, I personally am not someone that likes to go lineman that high, but the AI is nailing the picks. They're all pretty damn young, and that's really all you could ask for. The final draft pick, the 5th selection, I believe, right there. Did we land another really good player? Okay, that was the worst pick by far. A 27-year-old Cortland Sutton. Yeah, that's not a really good pick, especially when Pickens is there. Gabe Davis, Pickens, Marvin Harrison, Tank Dell, Rashee Rice. Yeah, that was a bad pick. I should have stopped at 4, because now the blood pressure's raised, and there's no going back. Which, speaking of no going back, after you click on this video, there's going to be no going back to a life without us. Maybe think about subscribing. Leave a like if you end up enjoying the video, and let me in the comment section below what rebuild you like to see next. Obviously, we have a bunch of teams that we're going to do 10-year rebuilds of, but as far as challenge rebuilds go, if you got something, let me know. I know one of you guys was cooking a bunch of different things up. Some of it I didn't like, some of it I've seen a lot of people do, and some of it I want to do. So I appreciate all suggestions. There are no bad suggestions, just suggestions we might not end up doing for whatever various reason. Anyways, please AI, I just pray for a decent quarterback. It's probably going to be Sam Howell. Let's be real. It's always Sam Howell. All right, here it is. The moment of truth. How bad did we sell? Oh my God, I see Clowney and Ramczyk. Ramczyk's at least not too bad, but let's take a look at QB. Really? Kenny Pickett's back. Okay, that's not good. Damian Pierce and Charbonnet. Okay, I can live with it. Specifically Pierce. Wide receivers. Yeah, they, outside of Sutton, did not do me well. Tight end. Yikes. Although Ryman looks, just the tip. Might be our starter, actually. Left tackle. Great. Left guard. Okay. Center. Yikes. Right guard. Pretty good. Right tackle. Pretty good, but he's 29. Left end, I can live with. Right end, I would like younger. DT, yikes. Left out, yikes. Middle linebacker, oof, outside of Trenton Simpson. Right out, yikes. Cornerbacks, we can live with that. Actually, a pretty good group of cornerbacks with Lassiter there as well. Free safety, amazing. Strong safety, okay, they're going to constantly give me Marte because they know I'm going to mess up his name. This is probably the worst CPU drafted team we have ever seen. considering the positions they failed on. They failed at QB, which is the most important position. They failed at wide receiver, technically. They failed at tight end. But the biggest one is they failed at pass rusher. They gave me only a 72 overall that I can develop. Everyone else needs to be replaced very quickly, and it's just really low overall anyways. This is one of the worst drafts I've ever seen. It's hands down one of the worst. I don't know if there's a worse draft. Like, let's take a look. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time doing this kind of stuff, but, like, I would rather have Nico Collins and James Cook over the weapons we have. Quarterback-wise, Pickett's going to need to be replaced just as much as Stafford will be. Tight end, we do have better. Left tackle, we do have better. Maybe the O-line's a little bit better, but then, look, Nick Bosa, Derek Brown, Vita Vea. I mean, it's some is bad, and Snead, Hobbs, Kirby Joseph. I mean, I honestly think we actually did. I'm going to look through all these teams manually, but I honestly think we actually have the worst team. Okay, I actually did find a worse team, the Broncos. This is worse than ours, I would say. I would definitely say, especially with the age of most of the players, I would say this is a worse team. But they do have Dallas Turner, I suppose. But yeah, it's worse than ours. But looking around, other teams, maybe have a bad quarterback situation. You have the Chiefs who have really good receivers. So that's, they beat us there. The Colts, CeeDee Lamb, Laporta, Rashad White's not too bad. O-line, they got one really good lineman. Then you have Greg Rousseau and Dexter Lawrence, so they obviously beat us there. So long story short, I put a whole bag of... It's just one team worse than ours, basically, is what I'm getting at, which is definitely a bit of a yikes. But hey, we can live with it. We can work with it. We'll see what our draft pick ends up like. Maybe we get a franchise quarterback right away. But I'm not going to change the scheme outside of maybe if I can move this team to a 4-3, because I am sick of the 3-4 rebuilds. They have drained the life out of me. I am not doing any more 3-4s. I'm just, well, I mean, I will, but, when I can, I'm going 4-3. So I'm not going to do any other trades, at least for the first season. I just wanted a more established rookie to have a starter, so I at least feel like I'm actually using the rookie class. So I trade Clowney for Latu straight up, which... You can definitely argue it's unrealistic, but he wasn't even the starting right end for them. I don't know why they would have taken him. A better option came along, maybe the wrong scheme. They take Latu and then they find like an 82 overall, interior of a 3-4 lineman, whatever it might be. But I just wanted to, have one real life kind of rookie, because other than that, we don't actually have one that would be starting. Like Ryman, didn't even know this guy was a person. I really didn't. But yeah, at least now, even though he's not guaranteed to be great, we at least have somebody from the class, so it doesn't feel like a complete waste. But hey, don't crucify me for that trade, because that was the only trade I made. Normally, you go a little bit crazier than that. But, yeah, quarterback probably, wide receiver probably, tight end maybe, center for sure. O-line, though, they actually did a pretty good job. I got to give them some credit. Defensively, though, we also got to move to a 4-3, so it would be McFadden, Simpson, and Tyrese Knight starting. Safeties, I think, are fine. Corners, probably fine. We'll see what happens with Latu. We need DTs. So the worst team in the world, but there's even guys that I worry a little bit about that we are viewing right now as players we don't have to replace, but we might have to in the long run. Going to keep that Steelers scheme, but we're going to move to where the hell am I going? We're going to go to a 4-3 defense. I don't know who the hell we want. I know the Bills are usually pretty good. Do we go... I'm going to go Washington. They were always known for having a pretty damn good D-line until they just gutted the damn thing. We have re-signings already. Pittman obviously gets the contract. Ramczyk, I mean, he's one of the high draft picks this team took, so obviously I want to keep him. The tight end, I mean, if he's on track to be, a dev-up candidate, why not? I'm not sure what this Steelers scheme looks like, but I think those would be the three names we re-sign. Maybe we keep the special teamers, but a lot of the other guys are, backups, so obviously they will likely be gone. But if they're cheap, like, Zion McCollum, Preston Williams, maybe we keep them anyways. But, you're pretty standard re-signings, if you will. All right, 8-9, I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, I do hate it because I want a better draft pick, but as far as, like, what I expected us to do, that was probably on par, if not even a little bit better even. Like I said, I think we're the worst team in the league. So, yeah, I mean, I would have even expected, like, 6 wins as our ceiling. But, we won more than that. Kenny Pickett actually had some yards. Touchdowns aren't terrible. Picks are not the highest. So, if he somehow snuck out a dev up, I wouldn't be opposed to him starting another season. Pittman was pretty damn good. Sutton wasn't too bad. The rest, we ended up paying Ryman a 1-year or 3-year 12. O-line was actually really good. Pass rush, we are in a 4-3. Didn't seem to matter. The guys were still pretty lackluster. Also, did Felix Anadike not start? No, he did. Sullivan just put up 4 sacks in under 200 snaps. He's kind of goated. Butker with 9 for 13. Going back to the interceptions, obviously, because I completely missed. Ooh! Mapu. Not bad. Punting, pretty good. Let's take a look at any award wins. Could have won something like Rookie of the Year on defense. Lamar Jackson, MVP of the league for the Bills. Trenton Simpson wins Rookie of the Year. Same one. As long as it's on our team, we all win. Not really, but, at least someone from our team won. We were on the list for quarterback and running back. Wide receivers number 2. That could be a dev up. Hopefully is a dev up. D-line, definitely not. Linebacker, definitely not. DB number 2, not bad. Could still be a dev up just from the picks alone. I'm expecting multiple dev ups. Probably 3. And we're already going to be outshined, because the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, and they win. So we're already behind our division rivals in this rebuild. Let's take a look at our dev ups if we had any. Pickett did not go up in dev. Pittman did, though. That's who we're, the biggest name we expected, and we're hoping to dev up, and he did. Paid him a, 5-year deal, so we are loving that dev up. And then defensively, we have a few, actually. Simpson went up. Mapu went up. We also seen Tyrese Knight go up, I think. Not bad. Was there someone else we're forgetting that I thought maybe would have went up in dev? I don't think so. I think everything there was expected. We ended up having more than I thought, right? We had 3 on defense, 1 on offense. So pretty damn good stuff there. Completely forgot about Knight and what he was able to do. Mapu, though, really good. Fair enough. I mean, like I said, we've had seasons in the past that were really bad because we, go 7 or 8 wins, so the draft pick isn't that high, and then you don't get dev ups either. But this one, we at least got some dev ups, some pretty crucial ones as well. Pickett didn't really go up in dev, which kind of sucks. But overall, I'm not too mad with that draft. I think it was fun. Negotiations, I think we took care of everyone. There might have been somebody in here we forgot about, or maybe, gave a second chance to. Like Solomon, 4 sacks on under 200 snaps. It's kind of crazy. Do you keep him around because he showed you a little something? Probably, right? Let's go 2-year, 7 points. Why so rude, though? That's like all I want to know. We'll probably get him back in free agency, but that is pretty disappointing that he left. Free agents, though, I mean, usually it's like cornerback, wide receiver, running back, which we don't really need any of those positions. Wide receiver, kind of, but probably not enough of a talent group to replace Sutton. And, I think we were spot on with that assessment. I think outside of Alec Pierce, who I really want to know why he's always a free agent right after a fantasy draft. Outside of him, there's never really a great option. We'll get Solomon back, but really it's just going to be right to the draft after that. All right, we're starting the draft. The big problem with doing a fantasy draft rebuild where you don't have your quarterback set is I would say the majority of teams are going to need a quarterback at the top of that list. Sometimes it's just bad scheme if you have a really good quarterback, but and you do badly. But this time, I think it's all going to be, bad quarterback teams that need those QBs. Starting off pretty strong with, 2 draft picks not being QB. Scouted the first 3 guys as much as possible, and of course, they're all 2 to 3. I still think you take a chance on Vince Wall, though. I think, BBAA, still probably a chance at hidden dev. Usually the talent grade is more indicative of the rating. So you could still get an X factor that's a 2 to 3. It's just their ratings might be like, 70, 71, 72. But realistically, we need a quarterback pretty badly. So kind of worth doing that. The big thing here, though, is also all the way to pick 3. And a wide receiver like Floyd Bradley is there. His left side doesn't look great, but he's a lot of A grades. It's intriguing. Also another guy, Goodrich, looked really good too. J.C. Goodrich, 6'2", really fast. We got some options. I mean, quarterback is definitely a need, and I would love to get a new quarterback, but 2 to 3 grades, do I take my chances? I don't know. I really don't know. 1 goes to the Packers. Bradley goes to the Broncos. Boone, oh yeah, that we had a pass rusher. Boone, not really many other pass rushers outside of him, but I'm willing to, give it a go with the guys we have already. 1 more season. And, I really should trade up for QB. Goodrich was going to be like my last second. Okay, we could still get Wall, but QB was going to be like, it was him or the QB, and when I was going to trade up, but we played it a little risky, but it worked out in the end, and that's all that really matters. I think if I'm going to take a chance, man, I actually don't know. I think Wall is better, though. I'm going to take Vince Wall. Please be hidden. Damn. Thank you. That's all that matters. Hidden dev, 93 throw power, good speed. 2 to 3 doesn't matter. You know, as long as he's hidden dev, that's a win in my book. Let's go to the next round. Maybe I should not have. Nah, I think I had a couple of 2 to 3 DNs who are going to be playing DT. Looking at what we need the most, though, probably wide receiver. Nah, we could still go with Sutton for another year. Probably DT type, right? DT and O-line, which, let's see if any of that's here. Hale's still there. That might even be who I'd take. Norwood's pretty good, but I could even take both, potentially. Got a linebacker. Kind of need a linebacker to replace McFadden, but even that's not like a guaranteed need. But I think I'm going to go Nolan Hale. I like him as a DT. And he's hidden dev. That's a win. I would imagine there's going to be somebody there, whether that other DT, and we just grab him to replace Grady Jarrett the next season, or an offensive lineman. Somebody should be there, so we're going to go on to 12. This is really laggy for some reason. I'm not really sure why. This is an online league. Normally I do offline, but we also have McCall, who's still there, 6'4". I did not expect him to still be here. I'm going to be honest. I think I grab McCall, and then I try to make a trade up for one of the linemen, I suppose. And by one of the linemen, I mean really the only lineman left, which is Rob Franklin. I think you got to go McCall. The value is there. He looks great. Case and McCall. Normal dev. Maybe I can't trade Sutton off just yet. I really want a lineman too, though. So let's see if we can make up to this Broncos team and grab that lineman, I suppose. Everyone else, I mean, we really need that many linemen, so we just get one. I'm pretty happy with that. We go out of the 4th and a 5th, which is pretty damn close. 4th, 5th, and 6th, so I just send him my whole damn draft. Let's offer him something, you know, we don't really need anymore. Taylor Heineke, boom. Give me the 6th back even. Okay, I guess they can have that 6th. Let's give them the 7th. That should be enough. This is such a stupid trade. Like, why not just give them the damn trade? I'm so stingy. Boom, that'll do it. And we will land our offensive lineman, I believe. I imagine. And, you know, could use a linebacker too, like we talked about, but I think I like the lineman a little more. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, actually, because I'm not really sure. Also, why did I not look at this guy? Oh, he's 23, that's why. Boom, sorry. As far as linebackers go, though, we do have a UDFA who's got some, not the greatest of speed, good enough speed that maybe we take a chance with, but I think Rob Franklin's going to be my guy. Yeah, actually, let's take a look at the tight ends as well. I am so contradictive in this rebuild. Like, this is the most contradictive I've been in a long time. Really weird build. He's 270 at 6'3", but he's decently fast. And then you have Kerry Richard. The potential might be there. This team doesn't really seem to like tight ends that much, though. 600 yards? I guess the guy was pretty low overall. Yeah, let's go for the lineman anyways. I love how I say this. So the team doesn't like linemen. They only have Pat Freiermuth. They don't like that guy. He's not very good. Like, what are you talking about? This team likes tight ends, and they have a pretty damn good one. And sadly, the linebacker's gone, but we have an elite across-the-board athlete in Jermaine Fort, and I was about to say, is there a superstar in there? And there is. Nice. All right, let's go on to the draft recap. Hoping that quarterback's at least, 72 overall. I mean, it said 2 to 3, but he's hidden dev with pretty good, base athletic attributes. And he is, yeah, I mean, that is not a bad player. McCall, the normal dev, is a 76. Vince Wall, I mean, I don't hate that. What is it? I mean, average sense of pressure, pretty athletic. QB1 for sure, obviously, but just in general, not a bad pick. I don't hate it. What number do we put him at? Number 2? Why not number 2? Start up? Okay, fair enough. I'm curious to see what the other quarterback was that we could have had. Hale, he's going to be DT, and since we have to move him DT, I might as well take a look at the dev while we're there. 80 block shed, 90 strength. I mean, he's perfect. He's literally what I look for. I love the power move, but it seems like the block shed guys develop better, in my opinion. And he's a superstar. Sweet. Why wouldn't you love it? McCall, yeah, I think he's going to be wide receiver 2 just based on upside alone. Really good catching, great release, medium and shorter, actually pretty damn good. No aggressive catch, which is disappointing at his size, but overall a really, really solid wide receiver. Just doesn't have the dev. Definitely a sleeper pick considering, he was a first-round player and went all the way in the 3rd. Franklin, I actually do want to take a look at Ford. So, I mean, our wide receiver room is great. We could probably trade off Sutton and Pickett for damn near a first-round pick. I'm going to let the AI decide it. And yeah, number 84 is interesting. Put him at 85, why not? But Superstar Dev, kind of expected that. And then since we've looked at every other player already, let's go Rob Franklin. Take a look at that dev. Wow, he is a player that looks like he should barely be hidden dev. He is so raw, but he'll be our new center. Ironically enough, I was kind of expecting him to be the guy that's superstar. So raw. Yeah, he's really good, though. But wasn't. in this case. Some really good wide receivers like we talked about at the top. Stevenson was the other quarterback, and, it was a 50-50 choice between him or our guy. Hidden Dev, we definitely argue this guy's better just because he's a year younger, and especially if his Dev is higher, which we're about to find out now. His Dev is star. I think our guy's better, though. I like our guy more. I mean, this isn't quite a first-round pick. I'm a little hesitant because Cortland Sutton's actually a pretty damn good overall, but do I see him being elite for another potential 4 more seasons? Probably not. I'm going to trade this off for Jalen Carter. He looks great, dude. 87 overall superstar. Can argue trading off, Grady Jarrett even right now, and then just let the 2 youngsters tee off on the defense. Maybe Grady Jarrett lands us a tight end or something. I'm just offering whatever they're going to, I'll take whatever they're offering, at least I should say. I'm not really liking any of these trades, though, gotta be honest. Deontay Banks, that seems like a little bit of an overtrade, though. Frazier, no. I mean, I'm going to go to the team that offered Deontay Banks and just take like a freaking 3rd round or a 4th round off of them, the Packers. Give me like a 4th round pick. I feel like it's a little... Give me a 3rd. Give me a 3rd. Thank you. I'll take that. Jalen Carter. Boom. The team for year 2, there's a little more blue on offense. Obviously, McCall, we're hoping for a dev up. Ryman, is he the guy? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have less to, replace next season with quarterback not being, hopefully, an issue. And then we look at the defensive side of the ball. Right outside linebacker, maybe right end, maybe corner, but the team's actually not bad. They just need some development. We'll constantly be looking for options to improve, even though, Tyrese Knight's a star dev, he's only a 71 overall, so he could even be replaced. So it might look like we're not in too bad of a spot, but if people aren't developing, I mean, we're going to replace them. Wall gets his rookie training thing, +3 to throw under pressure. What was it called? Rookie, I think it's just called Rookie QB, no? And also Felix got his first of 2 for the breakout, which... we'll take free little XP and chance at superstar. 116 mil. Bates, yes. Mapu, yes. Trenton, absolutely. Pierce, yes. Felix, probably, more than likely, 100% actually. Tyrese Knight, probably not actually. McCreary, probably. Latu, we'll see how he's playing because we could maybe replace him, but there's a good chance we do keep him as well. We gave Latu a 5-year 55, and he ends up getting a star dev up 2 or 3 weeks later, which is a dub. And we had a nice little turnaround of the season, which will, even with the loss, be good enough to make the playoffs. Take a look at those numbers after we take a quick look at how the season went. Somewhat iffy start, really good strong finish except for the final game. But it was enough to make the playoffs just barely. The rest of the division, especially from the Bengals side, which actually going to show you guys their win-loss because they went from 13-4 Super Bowl champions to just completely missing the playoffs. Which, look at all the losses they took. It's kind of absurd. But let's take a look at these stats center awards. See how this offense fared with the new quarterback. Not looking very good. Yeah, that's a really bad season. For Madden at least. Obviously, some people when they hear me say stuff like that, they think about real life. But when I talk about all this, I'm talking about Madden. If I see a 1,000-yard receiver on the nose, that's not a bad season in real life. But in Madden, if you're the number 1 wide receiver, you're in the 90s, that's a bad season, right? You're looking for 1,400 plus yards. Wide receiver, quarterback. This is a good rookie season in real life. But in Madden, we've seen 70 overalls put up 30-some touchdowns, 4,000 yards, and do really well. I don't even know if that's good enough for, Rookie of the Year, even. Pierce was pretty good. McCall was pretty good for a rookie. Still lacking on those tight end numbers. Might need to change the scheme. The tackles were really bad, considering, they're really high overalls. Edge, I would love to see more picks. 3 for Bates. Butker was pretty bad. Dixon had a bad year because he was under 50 yards per punt. Really surprised he made the playoffs. It really wasn't that spectacular of a season, but let's take a look. McCall does win Rookie of the Year. Our quarterback would have been all the way at number 4. So, once again, as long as we win an award, that's all I care about. But here it is, playoff bound. Let's see if we can win ourselves a Super Bowl. It'd be a little early in my opinion, but you never know. It's a fantasy draft. Who knows who's built how? 2 Packers on the Dolphins. It's basically the Miami Packers. Here we are to the end of the game. The Dolphins start out with 7. We get nothing. They get 7 again. Second quarter, they're controlling the clock well, too. Not just the clock, but the scoreboard. 28-3. Do I think they're better than us? Probably. Do I think they're 28 to 35 to 6 better than 42 to 6 better than us? Absolutely the F not. That is hilariously bad, but sure, I'm sure of it. I am sure of it. 99 yards. Yep, that's us. 99 yards worthy. That's all we are. What a joke. That's so freaking... I said it. I don't know if it was last rebuild. I can't remember because every rebuild is just blending together in my mind these days. But Madden is like, it's funny. It's not even the actual gameplay of like playing against, somebody or the CPU. But the menu Madden rebuilds have been the most frustrating thing I have done gaming-wise in years. I mean, competitive games don't do it. They just don't frustrate me because I know 95% of the time it's my fault. But with this... I'm not saying we deserve to win. That's not even the thing. But to lose 42 to 6, come on, dude. The Dolphins weren't that much better than us. The freaking Bears win the Super Bowl over the freaking Jaguars. Any dev-ups? Quarterback, no. Tight end, no. McCall, yes. Not really shocked by that. Pierce, no, sadly. Defensively, no. Not even McCreary. I mean, just really disappointing stuff, One singular dev-up. And we already knew about it. So the game's pretty stupid. I offered a 4-year 82 when he was asking for a 4-year 74. Wouldn't take it, so we'll end up paying less with a tag. Thank you, game. We need a new linebacker. 2 new linebackers, actually. But outside of that, we're not too bad off. See if there's anybody in free agency that'll actually be able to accelerate that instead of just having to rely on the draft. I gotta say, though, it's like when you work out with, like, heavier weights and then, like, you don't work out, like you're obviously done, and you try to lift up regular stuff, and it just feels like you have turned off gravity, and it's so easy. That's what the rebuilds are lately. After doing 10-year rebuilds, these 5-year rebuilds, they breeze by, which they're still long videos, but they just breeze by. Kyler Gordon's interesting, but yeah, outside of a linebacker, I don't think I'm spending money here. Some really nice names, like even Mims, but we've got, there's a linebacker. Ooh, there's a Trevin Wallace. Yeah, Trevin is worth it. I'm willing to pay him some money here. I'm willing to do like a 3-year whatever. 4-year 36. Even that's probably not even that high. Please. Oh, they're all freaking green of the greens. Do we do a 3-year 30? Give me the barrage. Man, 3-year 33 is kind of my max. It's really not. Whatever's going to get to the 3, the farthest green bar possible is what I'm going to do. There we are. We're in the making. Will we get him? Probably not, but we have options. We'll get other guys probably. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Let's just hope we get Trevin Wallace, which we probably won't. We don't. Sweet. Can't wait to find out that he signed for like a 3-year 24. A 3-year 20. He passed up a $13 million for a team that did make the playoffs. I don't even know if the Eagles or whoever the hell it was made the playoffs, but why? Like, their slider for the free agent motivation is just broken. It's just not good. Like, it's just not how it works in real life. Maybe $1 or $2 million per year are thrown to the side to go where they want, but that's $13 million. It's like half the contract he threw away to go to the Chargers. Not even, to be fair, I think the Chargers do have Mahomes, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what the Chargers did. Chargers did go 12-5, maybe wants a ring that early in his career, I guess, but that is pretty absurd. $13 million he threw away on a contract that's only worth $20 million. So almost double the contract he threw away. Like, what, 40% of the contract thrown away, especially that young? Yeah, that's just not happening. They're just not doing that. Here we go with pick 21. I actually don't know what I want here. Maybe a corner. Maybe a corner. We need at least 2 linebackers, actually. So maybe a corner. If not a corner, there was a pass rusher that I liked. But I think trade down. Honestly, if it's not corner, it's trade down. I mean, there's a good pass rusher here. Like I said, Rashawn Simpson, who looks pretty damn good. 6'5", 21 years old. Pretty damn athletic. But realistically, I don't think you replace Latu or Felix. So, yeah, I mean, cornerback-wise, it's kind of Wise. Speaking of, it's like Tyler Wise or no one unless you want like a zone coverage-only guy. Do like the speed, though, so I think I'm going to take the chance, Tyler Wise. And he's heading. I think he might even be corner, too. Roger McCreary offered him like a 4-year 40 or something like that. He could always just be a backup. We're going to go to this next round. And I think we're going to trade this down. Oh, pick 4 in the 3rd round. Nice. We like that. I think we're going to try to trade this down just to gain, like, maybe in a 4th round next round. Not round, this year anyways. I did like that little offer we got there. What? Really, a 3rd round? That kind of feels like too much, no? This feels like a little too much. I'm going to try to trade with the Niners and just get like a 4th this year maybe, if possible. I think that's a little too excessive. I get we're giving back a 5th, and that 3rd round is late, but getting that much for moving back like 9 spots of the Chargers feels excessive, but I don't know. That spot, I guess, is just super sought after. Really need a tight end as well. Linebackers obviously on the list. Don't really have many linebackers, just speaking of. So, what do we got? So we have Boggs and the tight end. So I think I'm going to go with Dakota O'Neal. I think he was the best tight end by far with that athleticism. Ridiculously athletic. Let's take a look at what his dev is, because I am going to grab him. And he's hidden. Yeah, I mean, he was going to be number 1 tight end even if he was normal dev, but hidden obviously makes that a little easier of a decision and easier for him to develop. We're going to go with Boggs, the linebacker, and then maybe at 21 we take the other linebacker because we're just desperate. But, yeah, I mean, I also scouted, Kirkpatrick looks pretty good, but yeah, I think we're fine. Let's go with Boggs, hoping for another hidden dev, really athletic and unfortunately normal, but really, I mean, yeah, athleticism through the roof. Automatic starter, obviously. And then Pete, he really wasn't that fast, but as far as our options go, we don't really have many. And sadly, all of our offensive linemen went as well. I should have slow simmed that, but just didn't expect him to really all be gone. 22-year-old, 6'3", not really that fast player, but I'm going to take him. He's got some decent key ratings, and he's hidden dev. Okay, that is fine. Looks kind of raw with his athleticism ratings, but that is a good draft pick. I'm not going to complain about it, and I'm going to take a look at that safety again. I think, was he an A to C? It was C to F, actually. Oof, but I think he was athletic, right? Yeah, I mean, that's not great, though. Do we just go with a corner, even though I don't really need one? Rhodes with a B man coverage. Press is F, though, so yeah, I mean, he's a weird type, might even be hidden, but maybe we go with one of the running backs, Shelton, Lee, or Howard. 22, 4.53, trucking is obviously prevalent. And then Howard, who is 4.54, looks a little better, I think. CJ Howard, normal dev, never drafted a running back ever again. So I can't believe all those linemen went. That was definitely a bit of a sell. I should have slow simmed and made sure we got one of the linemen, because I forgot how many 3rd round picks we actually had, and I ended up just wasting it for the most part. And I'm just going to take Sims to late 4th. Why not? Benjamin Sims, normal dev. Pretty damn athletic for a safety, actually. Or let's take a look at some of those overalls. Cornerback should be pretty decent. 77 overalls, more than decent. The tight end's great. And then the linebackers, I mean, there's something to be, gained with those guys. Sims was a 73 overall as well. Let's take a look at Sims. Don't think he'll ever be a starter for us, but, it's solid backup. Great hit power. Pursuit's great. Decently fast. Zone coverage, 74 is pretty good. Tyler Wise, of course, cornerback 2 automatically. That upside, especially with both man and zone being good. The upside is just undeniable. McCreary's had his chances and just really hasn't done much. Star dev, would have loved to see higher, but, he's still really good. O'Neal, really athletic, pretty damn good catching. Short and medium round aren't that bad. Has all the catching traits. Injury is a little concerning, but still, he's good. What was that number anyways? 84. Dev, star dev. I was kind of expecting more, but I mean, what can you really complain about? Number 80, why not? You don't really have many options. Linebackers, I suppose, Boggs, who was really athletic, like across the board. 80-something jumping, wasn't it? 85 jumping is crazy good. Man coverage isn't the best. Block shed's not the best, but he's kind of balanced, just balanced in a sort of bad way. And then Pete, the new right outside linebacker, might as well take a look at his dev over there. This is one of those guys that looks, because he's so raw, it wouldn't surprise me to see Superstar, maybe even X Factor, but let's see what it is. Now, okay, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but it didn't, unfortunately, and the rest of the draft picks, not the best. Running back, I mean, we'll take a quick look, but kind of just a wasted pick, Here we go for Season 3. I think we're going to change to a different playbook. I don't know who on offense, but somebody else. The tight end position is as high as ever, potential-wise. O-line, I worry a little bit about Ramczyk, but everyone else I think is pretty good. Wide receivers, I'm on the come-up with guys like McCall, and then Fort, the speedster slot guy. Defensively, Boggs, if he has a Rookie of the Year type season, that would mean every single defender is star plus dev. Can we get a really elite season out of one of these edge rushers as well? Since we're in a 4-3, we're going to run Buffalo's defense. We'll find out. This could be a really big year for us. We already made the playoffs, got destroyed by the Dolphins, but making the playoffs is a great stepping stone. Let's see if we can go a little bit further next time. All right, 96 mil. Bates back up on the conversation for re-signing Carter as well, but really no one else. So, I mean, there shouldn't be any problems here. Haha, another rebuild where we have a super L end of the season. We lost the last 4 to miss the playoffs. Really fun stuff. Of course, some really good teams in there, I can't lie, but still, that really does suck. It's what odded out. Wall yards are great. Touchdowns, 25. I mean, that is pretty damn low. 17th for touchdowns. That's bad. Sounds like we're going to have to run a meta playbook. Super fun stuff. Pittman, though, does look like he will be getting the dev up. O-line, once again, we've seen worse. We've even had worse. Hale was pretty good. Carter was pretty good. Felix was decent. Latu, disappointing. I mean, the team's just not playing that well. And that's, I mean, there's not really much you can control about that. Team's not playing well, despite the fact that we've built up a lot of positions, I think. Any award wins? No. Bills versus Panthers. Let's see who wins it. Probably the Bills. It will be the Bills by 2. Dev ups, maybe yards did enough to get Wall a dev up, but I highly doubt it. And Pittman went up in dev. Obviously, that was one we knew was going to happen, which is great. 28 years old, but he's an X Factor. So, I mean, that future-proofs him for extra seasons. It's significant. Hale goes up to X Factor, though, and Boggs does go to star. And see, did he win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Either way, he went up in dev. That's all that really matters. Don't care how it happened, just that it did. McCreary, of course, as the number 3. The slot corner has the best chance to get dev ups. I swear they do. Goes up in dev. I don't know if it's just because their goals are lower, so whenever they do have good seasons, it's that much easier to get the dev up. I don't know. But Boggs does go up to star dev. He failed to break out literally the final week of the regular season. Maybe he had a chance to go to superstar. I don't know. But either way, I think the whole offense now, the whole team, besides the fullback, which doesn't really even count, is all star or better. But obviously, looking at this offensive side of the ball, definitely lackluster, as they're pretty much all base star, not superstar plus. Let's take a look at the re-signings, which I believe we took care of already, and head on into the offseason. Maybe there's a big name, maybe there's not a big name. 77 mil allows us to have a chance if we do want to. The last year's a weird one because McCreary's on the team for another couple of seasons. Yeah, I mean, I would have done 4 mil per year just because the value was very good. But realistically, I mean, yeah, there's really no need to keep him. And free agency is still pretty weak. Obviously, you have a couple of offensive lineman options, but those guys are on the older side anyways. Jonathan Brooks is interesting because he is very young. I mean, even as like a backup, assuming we're going to lose Charbonnet soon if we didn't already, we've got options if we get him as a backup on this crazy cheap deal. I mean, a 6-year deal, even as a backup, I'd be willing to pay 6-year 36 any day of the week. So I think when you're looking at someone that young, it's worth it. Although saying something like looking at someone that young is insanely sus and scares me. All right, we have pick 15, and honestly, we don't really have like a huge need. We have offensive line, maybe a linebacker. That's kind of it. Didn't even scout too much into this early first round. Michael Jordan's in the house. Wagner, I ended up scouting him fully earlier in the season. Do I just grab him because I don't have anything else and he looks really good? I mean, possibly, honestly. Do I not? And we also have like a pass rusher here, Reddick maybe. I mean, I don't need a safety at all. Like we have Mapu for many seasons. I mean, Wagner's literally a wasted pick. But why not? I've got the value. Tommy Wagner, hidden dev. I mean, it's just the value's there. I don't have any needs. Why not? And the Bills are giving me one of those trades that I just love to see. I mean, adding that 4th round pick is just like, icing on the cake. It's just, I don't even need that. You could have kept that in the back pocket. I'm chilling. We also have the cornerback Denzel Award, apparently. It looks pretty good, I suppose. Linebackers, Wagner would be decent, I think. Also, I suppose Macklin, he's looking pretty good too. 22 years old, 6'3". I mean, I guess we do need a linebacker. I'm going to go Marcus Macklin, who is also hidden dev. We'll go to 15. I mean, last time we skipped this far, we actually regret it. But I think 21 is a little bit, you just miss out on those players, whereas 15 you'll be fine. I think We'll have somebody here. Yeah, we got some players here. We also have another linebacker. I think that's maybe a little excessive. Who do we take? I mean, Scott looks like the best lineman here, so we're going to go with Jeromepkr Scott, I think. Let's go. Ooh, normal dev. That kind of sucks. Not the end of the world, but, yeah, not hidden dev kind of sucks. Let's go to the Ravens and take the other lineman now, I think. Yeah, the Ravens, interdivisional. Yeah, it's the third round. We've seen teams trade into the top 15 interdivisional, so I don't want to hear it. Let's go 5th round pick. That should be enough, right? Apparently not. Let's go with a 4th round pick. That should be enough. It's about 15 spots ahead. Apparently not. Let's go with a 6th round pick on top of the 4th round pick. If that's not enough, I don't know what to tell you. And with this, I think we're going to be taking the other lineman, hoping he's hidden, because I think future-proof-wise, that's really our biggest issue would be offensive linemen, paying those guys going forward. Outside of that, though, I think we're fine. I really don't think McCauley's that good, but I don't have any other options, and his pass block is a B. So here we go. Wow, okay. Really bad offensive lineman class for us. I mean, in general, it's pretty bad offensive lineman class, but for us specifically, 2 normals that probably suck. And then we look at other options. Del White, was he also fast? I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, he was. Let's grab him. Normal dev, not hidden, but that's fine. And then that UDFA looked like one of those prototypical superstar types, so if he's there, we'll take him. If not, I mean, I don't really need him anyways. He'd be a backup regardless, but if he's there, like I said, the value, I think, is worth it. And he is. Tremaine Anderson, 21, 6 foot tall. Not the fastest, but he has an A power move. I think he's be superstar. Looking promising already. Well, we got ourselves a hidden dev kicker, literally with Mr. Irrelevant. Not a bad pick, 97 kick power. I mean, Butker was kind of ass, so maybe this guy starts, or at least maybe the season after he starts. They want us to trade Brooks. We literally just got him. Overalls, 75. Take a look at what that dev of the safety is. Scott was a pretty good player, even though he's normal dev. And then Macklin, I think, might start over Pete. Pete was hidden dev, but he was such a raw player. Both guards, I suppose, were 75 overall, which is something. Anderson, I mean, like I said, low block shed. Kind of slow, but really good. One really good pass rush ability, almost always superstar. Only star this time, though, but still good, obviously. Tommy Wagner, I think he would be more likely... Yeah, he probably would be more likely to replace free safety, because Bates would be like 32 by the end of his contract. But honestly, Wagner probably should have just traded down, because, like I said, we never were going to have a use for him. And, you know, even if he was an X factor, it would just be kind of a waste of pick. And, of course, we ended up getting the lower ceiling of star dev. And there's really no spot for him to start. He's just going to be a really good backup, I suppose, which doesn't hurt. Dev for Macklin, star dev, nothing spectacular. That's kind of it. Actually, I think I need him right out, but that's basically it. Zach Charbonnet to the Jets for a 4th round pick. Here we go for Season 4. It is Chiefs playbook time. I've used 6 or 7 different playbooks, and none of them have really worked out. It's just that time of the rebuild. What can I tell you? O'Neill's going to love it. Defense definitely has more of the higher devs, and we're an 88 overall before the season's even begun. So if we have even like a 10-7 season, you could assume that we'll probably be 91, 92 by the end of the year with morales upgrades and just, you know, XP upgrades in general. Maybe some breakouts as well, but that's it. Season 4 is maybe the year. Season 5 maybe the year, or just never the year. 92 million, Andrew. Oh my God, that's a lot of money. Andrew Thomas needs a contract. For right now, we're fine, but you know, you got to pay Vince Wall next season potentially. I don't want to lose him, but at the same time, that is a lot of money. Ramczyk, I think, is gone, especially since he'll start regressing. But $30 million, and even then, it's not enough, is crazy. That's ridiculous. $30 million, dude, and they won't take it because, oh, it's a little too cold. Oh no, it's not in the perfect conditions. I can't take that. Money means nothing to me. I am one of the rare humans that doesn't care. He won't take $31 million per. He literally thinks he's a quarterback. He genuinely thinks he's playing quarterback for this team. It's crazy. The delusion is crazy. Okay, I mean, I might just let these linemen go. I mean, we haven't won games with them anyways, so. To the playoffs, another choke job of a season, but we make the playoffs somehow. The whole division went 8-9. I was already defeated. At this point, I was already like, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. We've lost. Why are we getting such bad sims? We even ran the Chiefs playbook. Look at these losses, my dude. What are these losses, my guys? Is it just really tough opponents? Like, what are the overalls? Okay, you know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I want to take a look. 89 overall. The Dolphins are 85, and they went 12-5. Okay, like, what's happening here to cause us to suck? Are we just one of the worst teams in the league? Because, I mean, this is kind of telling me that we're not, but we must be if we barely make the playoffs and miss them all the time. No other in-betweens. There's no us clearly making the playoffs at like 11-6, 12-5, or anything like that. So it must be that we suck, right? Clearly, that's the only reason. Take a look at the numbers. Wall was ass, to be honest. Pierce was okay. Receiving was kind of mid, but O'Neal, at least, you know, he should go up in dev. Offensive line, Tevin was pretty good. Thomas gave up 12 sacks, and he wants $31 million per year. Sacks on defense. Latu killed it. Felix was decent. Carter was pretty good again. Hale was decent as well, both DTs, so can't really expect much. Picks are kind of low. Kicking was actually really good. And then Dixon with about 53 yards per punt. Is a great season. Like, I get it. I know it sounds like we're complaining all the time, but it's genuinely that bad to where it's like there's always something stupid happening. Like, every single time. I don't understand. There's got to be thresholds behind that we can't see that triggers something to make the team suck. It's got to be, right? Like, you need an 88 overall plus quarterback. You need a certain level. Like, there has to be. Because you can't constantly have these ass seasons in the same conference as these other teams, like the Dolphins, who are 12-5, when you're this much better of an overall. Like, what's even the point then? What are we building? Why are we building rosters if they don't even reflect in sim? I'm preaching to the choir. What am I even doing? You guys know. We all know. Literally preaching to the choir. The amount of Madden is ass, who cares, college football 25 I've seen over the last few months it's kind of crazy, because especially since it's EA anyways, it's like but either way, we're in it. We're definitely playing better than we did the last playoff game against the Dolphins that we lost 21-10, 21-13. Defense definitely playing a lot better. They had the touchdown, but no 2-point conversion. The offense needs to score, though. They get the touchdown, and that's probably going to do it. It will. The big difference in this one, offense obviously started to score a little bit, but more importantly, the defense definitely was much better. Drake May still outperformed Wall, because Wall so far has been pretty lackluster. There's no doubt about it. Jaquan Brisker with a pick, and the kicking was clean. Man, it's really annoying me, because like, I can't put on that fake face like, haha, 8-9. We're sucking as one of the best teams in the league. It's okay, though, because it's just a video. No, this stuff pisses me off. To the divisional round, let's see what we got. Maybe we'll have an 8-9 Super Bowl. Maybe this will backfire on EA, and we'll have ourselves an 8-9 Super Bowl. I don't know if we've ever won a Super Bowl as an 8-9 team. I doubt it. That would at least be pretty damn sweet. The Raiders driving down the field, gained a touchdown. We get a touchdown back. They get another touchdown. We get nothing. They have yet to not score on a drive. Defense completely different than last week. They have slowed them down a little bit, I will admit, but the offense is doing literally nothing. They finally get another touchdown. 4th and inches, you can't give up a 14.5-yard play on 3rd and long. That is just, like, you look at the game situation they're giving them here. I mean, you can't really run commit. Or can ya? Inside looks so free, no? And out there is going to be our player. Is that Derrick Henry? What it is going to be is a turnover on downs, even though I kind of sold and didn't run out there. Come on, Steelers. You've been given a chance. The defense is giving you a chance. And on 4th and 15, we have to kick a field goal. 3rd and 4, we need the stop. And, oh, there's a big play. 3rd and 15, I mean, you got to get the stop here, right? Like, this is do or die time. The game can be won here. I mean, like, I can't see what's going on. I don't know who I'm covering. And he's going to get sacked! 2-minute warning to the team with 1 timeout. Has a chance to drive down the field to tie the game. And for some reason, like, 30-some seconds just went off the clock without the ball being punted. I don't know what's wrong with this game, but another situation where the clock just evaporates for God knows what reason. Why did the clock just go 30-some seconds? The play was already over, and it was the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning just doesn't exist to EA, I guess. Coming to the game, Dameon Pierce. He's not Texans, Dameon Pierce. Texan franchise, I should say. But he is still Dameon Pierce, damn it. Get us like 15 yards and out of bounds, if you don't mind. Or just get no help at all. Oh, look at him go! This is on all Madden, I promise you. Dameon Pierce! That is an unbelievable play. That brings me back to, like, older Maddens. Like, the tackle, when they first introduced, like, the tackle battle stuff. I don't know how he just did that. We're going to be looking to thwart the speedster on the inside, see if he can break something open. And that's a pretty good throw. Oh, and he holds on! Look at the catch! This team is destined. There's no way. There's no way we don't win this game. And I don't care if you said I come into the game, is the reason why you can do it. I don't care. The game literally scammed us extra seconds. Stop supporting EA. Oh my god. Yeah, those guys were getting open, but it took them so long to actually get there. We have that timeout. We probably don't even need to use it if we get a catch in the middle of the field. But we probably will just because I don't like it. Oh, the tight end's open. It could be a touchdown. He's going to be in. Problem is, did we give him too much time? 3 timeouts, 34 seconds. That is not a lot of time needed to get down the field. Do you go for 2? I mean, they got all these guys in. Pittman should strong-arm this if they blitz. Pierce, please. Yes! Getting Bison's franchise PTSD there. Can we hold to make the championship round? This clock is going to, like, one play, 27 yards to Alec Pierce, who never gets re-signed. Somebody get in there. Oh, my God. I almost just went offside. And there is nobody on him. Just let him score, bro. How do you get cooked that hard by Alec Pierce? Apparently the GOAT. Apparently the GOAT. Try to strip. Not going to happen. They're calling a timeout. We'll try to ice, but outside of a blocked field goal, we are likely about to go home on Alec Pierce putting up 60 yards in 2 plays. But hey, it happens. You know, as long as it's not us losing because of some stupid, you know, EA thing. And we missed the block with 2 seconds left. I mean, we're requiring a miracle. There's only one guy you want, and that's the fort. There's only one guy you want in a situation like this, and it's a speedy fort. Try to pitch it, couldn't pitch it. Where's college football 25? Let me pitch the ball, please. Either way, we're going to drop the game 25-27, headed on to the final season. We were so close. And honestly, ironically enough, the 30-some seconds they wasted on us was actually a blessing in disguise. 9 broken tackles for Henry as well. But it was a blessing in disguise. They would have had even more time to drive down the field. But yeah, as soon as I seen they had 3 timeouts with 34 seconds left, I knew we lost. I just knew it was over. All of that for nothing. But either way, final year, still have a chance. Eagles versus Chargers. Trevin Wallace if the Chargers win. Yep, Trevin Wallace made the right call. Even though we offered him more money, he has gotten a ring. DevOps on offense. O'Neal, was he already superstar? I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. He was not, so he's superstar now. No one on offense got a superstar dev up or dev up in general expected. Pierce, 27 years old, already regressing? That is crazy harsh. Need those dev ups so bad. Defensively, I don't see a dev up, to my knowledge. No dev up. Macklin was the starter. I don't know why it's showing Pete, but yeah, the final year, probably going to end up tagging Andrew Thomas. Might need a left guard, but I am going to go all out on this final year because this is not a type of rebuild that if I was going to reload, I would reload. It's just not one of those types of rebuilds. You know, challenge rebuild, kind of a one-off. If we win it all, we do. It's great. If not, then the challenge was too hard, quote-unquote. We have a lot of money. The problem is our guys don't want to accept the contracts we're offering. 3 or 9, yeah, you can try that, but you won't. Yeah, you're a lot less for the tag. I mean, he doesn't deserve that money. Wall will pay after the season's over. And then Tevin, he's kind of asking for about that. He actually had a pretty good season, but unfortunately he will be gone. These guys just like, I don't know what they think they're worth, but it's a lot more than they actually are. I'll tell you that much. Ramchek, once again, final year, so why not? Even if it screws us for the future, I don't really care about the future. It's all about now. Give me the cocaine. What? $70 million. Could get Tevin Jenkins, but he is the highest rated player in free agency. That is not a good thing to see. But we're going to try to get Tevin back if possible. If not, I'll go for someone else. 2 years, 34. I mean, we're not going to get him back. Let's be real. He joins the Titans. Sweet. Joe Tooney, it's a 1-year deal, so, I mean, why not? Joe Tooney's definitely a better player anyway, so he can, suck it, as they say, although the Bears are making things very uncomfortable. So we're going to be a worse team than last year, it seems. Overpaying the hell out of Tooney, but whatever it takes to get a guard back. I mean, I have seen Les Barr win, but usually that's not us. It's the other teams that get that kind of luck, not us. $22 million deal for an 85 overall seems a little excessive. Yeah, I'm not paying more than that. You can either accept it, or you can take the probably 1 year 14. We got him. All right, $22 million. A lot of money, but at least we have the team set for the final season. And you know what? I might go all out here. I might trade players for things. I'm not sure what those things are, but I'm going to do it. All right, pass rush has also been a pretty big problem for us. So Sims, a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a sixth for Greg Rousseau from the Colts. Our draft picks were all pretty damn late anyways, so I'm kind of going all out for this final season. Greg Rousseau has 2 years left on his contract anyways, and yeah, I mean, it's just not worth starting Latu, I don't think. Latu wasn't even bad. It's just we need somebody that's going to take this team to the next level. That's the big issue. Also, you guys probably seen that trade of the Chargers. The realism is out the window, which, of course, it kind of was at the very start because we sort of kind of maybe didn't have regular rosters. We had a fantasy draft where the entire league was reset, which would probably, I would imagine, never happen. I mean, it would have to be really dark times financially for the league, which I just don't see it. I don't. And of course, with no draft picks, let's simulate the draft. Got a new left guard, which I can't even say, I could say is an upgrade. I think he's better than Tevin. Tevin is like a one-style type of guy. Tooney, his ratings are going to be better than Tevin Jenkins. There's no doubt about it. I don't care how regressed he is. He's usually very balanced across the board, and he is going to be better than him. I don't care. Hale would not be replaced. Why would he even be replaced? We need him. What are you doing, game? I don't understand. Let's take a look at the best overalls. 81 overall for a free safety. But yeah, look, kind of a weak draft class. You see the top 3 of 4 overalls are running backs. So, and another running back there. So yeah, I mean, a pretty crap draft class anyways. Vikings get Joe Allen, who potentially is generational with that 85 zone coverage. If not, that 23 might come back to haunt him. He's a superstar. He's great. The final season. The most I can physically take without ripping out everything I own and throwing it into the street. That's it. That's my explanation for how things have gone. Offensive line is great. Quarterback should be great by now, but he's been struggling. Wide receivers are pretty good. Tight end's pretty good. Running back's pretty good. Defensively, linebackers should have developed harder than this by now. DTs are great. D-line, obviously, Rousseau is a little bit of a skip ahead of Latu, but Latu's already 27, so his ceiling's kind of reached. Corners are pretty good. Safeties are amazing, and we are on to the final year with a chance to maybe do something special. And we are in negotiations. Obviously, this is the final year, but we still want to see where we would lie going forward. I really think Wall has been just underperforming left and right. How is he playing this year? 17-3. I mean, the touchdown pick ratio is great, but touchdowns are still a little low. But yeah, we have some names to re-sign, and we can afford most of them. I would imagine. Let's go through the guys. I mean, it's pretty obvious which ones we're going to go for. Hale, Fort, Wall. Probably not Thomas because of the costs. McCall, Franklin, probably Humphrey, Miners, probably. And then I think maybe Ramczyk is gone after this season. We'll see, though. But yeah, I think we can afford all those players. Amazing season. Could be a bye week, and it is. We got smoked by the Bengals, but thankfully we had enough of a lead in the division and in the conference to hold on to that bye week. Really good season. Losing 4 games, I believe, which is definitely an improvement. Let's take a look at those numbers. Not in the top 3 for yards, though. Wall still struggling, but touchdown to pick ratio, the best he's had. Under 4,000 yards, though. Pierce, good enough, 4.4 yards per carry. O'Neal cooked. The rest of the wide receivers, all about 800, 900 yards. Touchdowns are a little low, though. Blocking was actually pretty damn good. Quinn Miners, we paid him a 3-year 51, and he looks like he might actually get a superstar dev up there. Felix was great. Carter was pretty good. Rousseau was a letdown and a half, considering we expect him to be the best on this team, because he is the best on this team, but 9 is still good. Interceptions, some okay numbers. Martinez takes over and cooks hard. Dixon just barely over 50 yards per punt. Punt return, kick return game, no touchdowns, no one's shocked. MVP Wall is at least on the list. Any award wins? Quarterback and number 7. Running back, not on the list. Wide receiver, not on the list. O-line, Quinn Miners. Rookie of the year. Offensive lineman of the year with that superstar Deva, which is clutch as hell, considering he's not the youngest guy anymore. And then we also got best kicker, who's already a superstar anyway, so kind of irrelevant. But let's take a look at who we play in the divisional round. No championship round yet. Can we at least get there? That'd be great. Oh, nice. The Bengals. I'm so excited. We just lost to them. Sweet. Going to the end of the game, the Bengals score 7. We score 7 back. Quicker, though. We get a touchdown after stopping them. It is 14-10 now. 21-10. Huge right before half. That's massive. 28-10. 34-10. No extra point. Looking really good at 37-16. And despite a last-second push, we're going to hold on and win 44-23 against the Bengals, who once again did have to win a game to get to that game. Wall outplayed someone, and Jordan Love was an X factor. Pierce is pretty good, but yards per carry were down, but a lot of touchdowns, obviously. McCall and Pittman were pretty damn good. Defensively, Russo had a sack. Mapu with, one interception was clutch. For a moment, they kind of made a little comeback. Maybe that pick was what stopped them. I don't know. But it's the championship round already. That bye week, man, it really pays off. Is it going to be the Chiefs? It is the Jaguars, actually, which has been another team that have been winning lately, but not as bad as the Chiefs. Here it is, the end of the game. 7-0. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. 7-all. Defenses are playing a big part so far. Huge touchdown for us, 14-14 with a touchdown before half for them. They are now up by 7. We get a drive and only leads to a field goal. A stop is made, but they stop us. His best chance, 2nd and 17. We run the ball, which is definitely an interesting decision. I mean, we basically handed the game over, but the defense says, no, one more try. One more try. Did we give them too much time again? That's the question. 3-point deficit, and 4th and 3. They're not going to kick the field goal, and we get the benefit of the doubt. Although I will say they had a lot less time, so it makes a little more sense. But yeah, they should have kicked that field goal. Maybe they missed it. I don't even know. Jim Daniels versus Wall. Wall was technically worse, but who won? That's what I ask. Pierce was ass. Love it. Sacks allowed. Jalen Carter did well. Hale was pretty good. Got some help. Russo with a half. And do we have the plays? View highlights. Maybe he did miss the field goal. Nope, they ran out of time. Suck it. We let it ride earlier. We should have been in the Super Bowl. Maybe, actually, was it a win we would have had? I can't remember. I don't remember what it was. Done so many rebuilds lately. I don't even know if that was the rebuild that this was in. Might have been a different rebuild, perhaps. I'm not sure. But what I am sure of is we're in the Super Bowl in the final season. And because it's so, perfectly written script, show you guys that, we didn't force any wins, do any restarts or anything like that. Same exact scheme as last year. Only difference with this year was we got a different left guard, which you could argue was the same because their overall was similar. But we traded for Russo, who, wasn't even as good as Felix, in fairness. Wall does go to Superstar, which is great. O'Neal goes to X Factor, which is great. Defensively, we see nobody go up in Dev, unfortunately, but it's still a really good team. As we are on to the final game of this rebuild, win or lose. Nice little turnaround. Gonna cause a potential Super Bowl win or a devastating, anticlimactic Super Bowl loss. Got some playmakers on that left side. I'm worried what they're going to do when they lose. Wow, huge rushing touchdown for Tampa, which is not really known for their run game. That's not a good sign. 7-3, 14-3. Oh, no. Oh, no, bro. A field goal. You're already down by 1,000. It's just one of those sims, I think. We see those sims all the time where it's you get a sim where you just can't do anything right and you just get smoked. I know we lost. I can accept loss. We lost the game. Yeah, there's a little comeback. I don't really care. It's not going to happen. 1 minute, 17 seconds, 3 timeouts, onside kicks. It doesn't matter. It's not going to happen. I want to sim again and see if it's the exact same result. We have 3 overalls on them. Are they that much better than us? Is this Tampa playbook that goated? I guess they are. Okay, overall doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Who's their quarterback? This is actually ridiculous. 2 tries, and we get completely shit on. Again. Who is their team? I'm genuinely curious. Caleb Williams, who was let go in a free agency at one point, I believe. Christian McCaffrey's amazing. Tyreek Hill. The rest of the receivers are okay. Ricard was actually the tight end we could have had. Didn't take him, which is fine because our guy's great. O-line's pretty... I mean, it is a pretty good team. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it's a little weird to be fair because, now I'm looking at this team. They probably should be even higher than us. Why aren't they higher overall than us, actually? Okay, you know what? I'm going to take everything back. I think they're actually a pretty damn good team. Maybe they deserve this win. Either way, devastating anticlimactic finish to this one. Has us losing the Super Bowl 31-15 against the Buccaneers. Caleb Williams is a Super Bowl champion, but as a Buccaneer, as a Packers fan in real life, that would be quite hilarious, I must admit. But regardless, celebrating the damn Super Bowl as the away team. Never fun. Looking at the quarterbacking, Wall just slightly worse than the other guy. Apparently, again, rushing, Pierce is just terrible, as usual in the playoffs. I don't know what it is about the playoffs. He just sucks. But yeah, I mean, I will say, I don't understand how we're 3 overalls higher than them. Maybe the overalls are misleading, because we are not 3 overalls higher than that team. There's no way. Like, where would we deserve that? I don't get it. I don't see it. Our quarterback's even lower overall. At least with a really high overall quarterback, you can argue that the most important position is adding that much to it. But, I mean, look at these overalls. We are statistically quite a bit better. You can even argue that we're an 82 overall because, you balanced out 91 and 93, and, there you are. But either way, let's take a look at the team, see how they developed. Dameon Pierce, believe it or not, with regressions, actually even found his way as a 90 overall. Never really had an elite season for us, but he was good enough. It's just don't talk about the playoffs. Just don't bring up the playoffs. Michael Pittman, we kind of thought it was going to be a decent draft pick when they made the selection of him, but he was even better than that. His numbers were kind of consistent for the most part, but he's just really good. Outside of speed, I mean, he is really, really hard to cover. McCall, really good release. Short route's pretty good. Medium route's decent, but deep route's terrible. So really good at catching, really good bully ball, similar to Pittman, but just doesn't really have the route running. We already looked at Pierce. Let's take a look at the quarterback. Mr. Wall, Vince Wall. No real medium, but deep and short accuracy are pretty damn good. Throw power is great. Obviously, throwing under pressure is great. Throwing on the run is great. Break sack is pretty good. Awareness is pretty low, I will admit. Speed didn't go up even a single one, I don't think. Had a pretty decent season this year, but outside of that, for the most part, a little lackluster. Dakota O'Neal, really, really good. I mean, athletic as hell, has all the hands in the world, and his route running's better than our freaking wide receiver, too. For like a couple of ratings, I actually believe. O-line, do we really care? Miners went up to superstar. I guess I want to see Quinn Miners. I almost literally forgot to say the name Quinn and just put that out there into the world. That would have been something to see. Anyone else? I think offense has been taken care of. Defensively, Trenton Simpson got to a superstar dev pretty early on. I would have thought maybe he would have gotten a higher overall than this, but really good zone coverage. Very athletic. What can you really argue about? He's a good player. Overall might not be the best, but he is a damn good player. Boggs, the 80 overall outside linebacker. Steve Boggs, pretty good coverage. Okay block shedding. Then we ended up restarting Pete as he was a much higher overall. I mean, not much higher, but like 3 overalls higher than Macklin to start the season, so I figured why not. Looking at Mr. Jesse Bates, the wrong thing. I didn't want to look at goals. It's going to bring me all the way back to the main menu because, you accidentally click on something, or you just want to click B off of an, inner menu. Yeah, I want to go back to the main menu. Why don't you bring me all the way back to the main menu of Madden? Why don't you bring back, like, multiple Maddens? How about that? Like, that's clearly what I wanted, right? Mapu, though, 89 overall, should be a pretty damn good zone guy. 85 zone coverage, 67 block shed, which for a safety is probably top 3, to be honest. It's kind of crazy to think, but it is. Marlon Humphrey, 92 overall, basically only an overall higher than when this team drafted him. But obviously really good at press man and still fast enough. Really good corner. Wouldn't want to get rid of him. Then we look at Mr. Wise, Tyler Wise, 87 overall. Really good man corner, but not really much press, though. Very speedy on top of it. Then the Holy Grail, but the D-line, even though it sucked, the Holy Grail. Felix Onadike Uzuma actually had a really good season last year, which, added nicely. Didn't get a dev up, though, which is really disappointing. Then I guess Russo, even though we didn't actually develop him, I'll take a look at Latu after. That plane is going crazy. But yeah, pretty damn disappointed in Rousseau. Traded quite a bit to him, and not really to him, but for him, and really didn't provide the boost that I thought he was going to. Latu, 90 power move. Pretty damn good, but obviously deserved to restart, replace. He really wasn't that good. McCreary, I suppose, is on the team for a while, but we only got to dev up like right as he got switched to the number 3 corner. Really good press corner. I mean, he's with that speed, or lack thereof, is probably a damn god tier slot guy anyways. And then we'll take a look at the 2 DTs, the big fellas, Jalen Carter, the 97 overall X Factor. 97 overall X Factor. That is a monster, and I would be afraid to go up against him. And then, of course, Hale, who actually, hit the ground running. Very high overall. Power move kind of sucks, but they shouldn't run the ball. Run defense should be very good. Kind of want to see that run defense for the total league. I want to see, obviously different circumstances, but you would think on average we'd have a better chance at it. Run defense. We see the number 2 run defense. Okay, so fair enough. It was actually factually backed up, and it actually makes sense. Regardless of, if you guys enjoy this one, even though it was technically a failure, we didn't win the Super Bowl. We got, deep a couple of times, and then kind of got shafted by the Buccaneers. Back-to-back tries. Maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support on the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays, where we do a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff now. And if you want to see another rebuild here on the main channel, what team do you want to see? We have that Seahawks 10-year rebuild coming sometime, not tomorrow, at the beginning of next week, or the end of this week, if you will. But regardless, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video,